Good morning. Good morning. Eagle, Nick, out it. You know what I mean, Vern? And I tried to do a live stream over at Al Rollins Park, but they got the internet cut off over there. No internet whatsoever. I guess them big shot well-to-dos cut it off over at the building when they was over there playing ball the other day, so the poor and the homeless can't come over there and utilize the internet that the damn taxpayers is paying for. Michael Kunkel, the true spitter. Good morning. We got 4 ducks coming over here. We got some duckies headed this way. Good morning, Aussie Nathan. How you doing this morning? Well, here they are, Michael. You can say hi to them yourself, brother. Here's one of them. There's one of them. That duck saying hello. Good morning, Ronnie Tackett. There's 4 of them over here. Now, we came over here to push this sign they got up here. It says that this pavilion is reserved from 7:30 to 3 p.m. for the school. Now, this is a public park. This is not no damn school. That is not constitutional for them to say, hey, you can't be over here from a certain time because the school gonna come over here and bring him little rugrats over here. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, a public park is not a school. We got 5 geese over here, too. I seen them 2 fellas that drives around in the pickup truck picking up trash over there off that side road. They'll be coming down here parking right here in a minute to check these garbage cans unless they saw me over here and decided not to come over. But it's a damn shame when you cannot utilize public Wi-Fi over at Al Rollins Park because they cut it off. I guess they only cut it on when them big shot well-to-dos are over there. That's how it is in Dalton, Georgia. All taxpayers pays in taxes. They use them taxpayers' money, the taxes, to provide themselves with free internet. And then they break us off a little chunk of it and they call it free public Wi-Fi. That shit ain't free. We're paying for it. How you think it got cut on in to start with? How do you think they got the money to buy all them fancy vehicles they drive around in? Where do you think they get them cell phones they use? They are paid for by taxpayers' money. Now, there is one thing we can be sure of this morning. We will not see ex-officer O'Neill over here. The last time we saw him was over here when he ran that homeless man off. Yep, I see them two dudes coming out through here in the pickup truck. They'll be pulling down here, parking here in a minute. Let's see if we can't zoom it in, so. Morning, Mr. Alan Davis. How you doing this morning, brother? Yeah, I don't think I want to take a duck out for dinner. You know what I mean, Vern? Well, I hope that ain't no damn bee stinging me on my back. And I was told there's a lot of hornets and wasps and yellow jackets up and under this gazebo over here. So I come over here to check it out. I've not seen any. Oh, yeah, I see a big old nest of them now. There's two big old nests. Good place to bring little school kids, ain't it? Bring them over here and let them get stung by these damn bees, because Dalton Recreation Department likes them bees. There's a little nest right up yonder. There's one over here. There's one there. There's a little one there. Here's one that's got a few bees on it. There's a monster and a small one beside it. Here's another little one. So they got plenty of bees out here to let them little kids get stung by. Now, it took months and months last time of me showing all them bees down there at Al Rollins Park before they finally killed them. Yeah, these are wasp nests is what they are. Probably them yellow and brown yellow jacket wasps. Whoa, what was that? Sounded like there's something in the garbage can over here. I don't know if there was a bird flew down in this garbage can or somebody stuck something down in it. Got all these bees around here. Got my bicycle parked right here. Reserved for outdoor school studies from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. over here at a damn public park. They act like they think they can close stuff off from the public, like, you know. They act like they can just close it off to the public. They're going to make sure that it's just them little snotty-nosed kids over here at a school when this happens to be a damn public park. This is not a school. This is not school property. See, they're changing that garbage. I see one of my friends up there, looks like I don't know if he's coming down this way or not, but that is Mr. Ray. But those two fellas riding in that truck, driving that truck there, they're pretty cool. When they come down here, I might ask them what happened to that damn internet over here at Al Rollins Park. How come I can't access none of it? I mean, it does not show up a City of Dalton internet at all, not for the public or anybody else. Like I said, it's like those big shot well-to-dos that goes over there playing baseball, or their kids do rather. At Al Rollins, they just cut all the damn internet off. Dalton Police Department, I'm over here where y'all say we can't be. Why don't you come on over here and run EagleNick off? Where's them little snot-nosed kids? Y'all damn closing down a city park saying it's reserved for school. This is not a school. Y'all need to go back to school and learn the difference. Y'all get more ignorant every single day. You might better call in the SWAT team. You know what I mean, Vern? I got some ducks and some geese over here going to watch my back. You don't believe me? Check it out. Here comes one of them ducks coming across the field there. It's a strolling. It's headed over here. It said, I got you back, EagleNick. I'm on the way. Call them pigs in. Where's all them pigs at this morning? Next thing you know, they're going to be putting a sign up saying you can't come over here and walk around that track during the day. That track is closed for outdoor school studies. They want to study the track next. How would you like it if they brought your kid over here where it looks like this? There is duck shit everywhere on the ground. I call it like it is. You know, it is duck shit. Got all these bees over here to sting your kid a few hundred times. We can be sure of one thing: we will not see ex-Officer O'Neill over here anymore, not unless he comes over here to do a little jogging, which wouldn't do him no harm. Oh, that's somebody on a bicycle. I thought one of them ducks just done went crazy. There was one of them electric bikes coming down the dirt road there. I thought it was some of them ducks trying to eat me alive. That's a nice electric bike there. That's probably a Fed. We ain't scared of the Feds either, though. They can send all them in here they want to as well. Oh no, they better send in the SWAT team. We got 2 people sitting over here at the gazebo. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh no. Now, this internet really ain't worth a shit over here anyway. The internet never worked too good over at Al Rollins anyway, but I mean, they cut that shit slap off. So how is everyone doing this morning? Where are you all from? We're showing 8 people with 7 likes. Whoever that 8th person is that hadn't double tapped your screen, double tap your screen to give me the like. Good morning, Deadly Kitten. How are you doing this morning? I'm doing pretty good. We're testing out this sign up here. It says this gazebo is reserved for school studies, outdoor school studies from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, we are at a public park. This is not a school. This is not a part of the Dalton City schools or the Whitfield County schools. This is Lake Shore Park. Yeah, it looks peaceful out here far now. You know what I mean, Berm? That could change at any time. Hopefully some of them corrupt Dalton Police Department officers will want to come over here and try to explain to EagleNick why the Constitution is being trampled on, and they say, you can't be over here. Good morning. Y'all over here to kill all these bees or the homeless?
Well, I'll just get a little garbage.
They like these damn bees around here, don't they? Look at that big old giant nest.
What is that?
Hell, these little nests everywhere. That's a monster. I'd like to know how come they cut the internet off over here at Al Rollins. They ain't a stitch of internet. Them damn big shots must have cut it off up there at the building. Oh no, they afraid a homeless person's gonna use that internet. Hey, this is 2 of the hardest working men for the Dalton Parks and Recreation Department, and I need to give them a raise. Now, we have never had bad words between us. They've always been super nice, even though I'm sure the Dalton Police Department said, why don't y'all shoot him for us? We need somebody to beat the hell out of old EagleNick. He's an asshole. You know what I mean, Vern? They'll probably give y'all a raise if y'all beat the hell out of me. No, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna get that extra bonus pay. Well, I hope they do show up, Deadly Kitten. I'm waiting on them. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. I ain't got no donuts, but there's plenty of duck shit over here you can munch on. You know what I mean, you bunch of pigs. Hopefully, if they send anybody over here, they won't be too ignorant. I might have to practice that suey call. Y'all be safe out there. Suey! Suey! Looky here, they got somebody out here on a lawnmower gonna mow this wet grass. Hell, it don't look like it needs mowed. It ain't about a quarter of an inch high, and they already gonna get out here and start running the lawnmower around. Oh, he's waving. He must be watching. Good morning there, Mr. Lawnmower Man. He was waving at us. I reckon he is waving. I don't reckon he just had one finger held up. Yeah, see, Ray's holding up two fingers, but I think that dude on that lawnmower might have been flipping old EagleNick off. I don't know. Look at them ducks. Them ducks is out here walking on the track. Good morning, Miss Penny. How you doing this morning? Looky there, they're having to take evasive action just to get around all them there ducks. We got about 6 ducks out there. Oh no, there's that white one. I believe that white is the one that likes to try to bite my feet. Yep, we also got 5 Canadian geese out here in the grass as well. We got ducks and we got geese. So far, we just ain't got no pigs. You know what I mean, Vern? But now, like I said, I tried to do a live stream over at Al Rollins Park, which is just right down the road from the Eagle's Nest, and lo and behold, they didn't have a stitch of internet over there. I guess them damn big shot well-to-dos, while their kids was playing baseball, they decided they was going to cut that internet off when they left to make sure no poor or homeless people didn't come down there and use it. Yes, ma'am, deadly kitten. We're waiting on them there pigs to come on to the farm. You know what I mean, Vern? We're just country boys and girls getting down on the farm. Now, when that homeless man was sitting down here with that shopping buggy, had all his stuff in it, they sent four carloads of Dalton City's finest. They thought they was anyway. One of them is no more Officer O'Neill. He's not a police officer for the city of Dalton anymore. But I'm sure there's plenty of them corrupt police departments that would love to hire somebody that is so willing to violate people's constitutional rights. Hell, they might even give him a new name and just put him back to work here in Dalton. Now we all know why when I asked him for his name and badge number, he didn't tell us his first name. He didn't want everybody to know that his first name was Leslie. I guess he was afraid they would make fun of him because of his name. Damn, he's mowing the track now. Well, it's showing we've got 11 people on here and we only got 9 likes. Double tap your screen. Let's fill up them other 2. I guess we got a couple of more Dalton Police Department officers watching. Come on down, boys. You're the next contestant on The Pig is Right. Hopefully, if they send any police officers over here, they'll send an actual police officer and don't send no bacon or no sausage. We done had breakfast up there at Providence Ministries this morning. It's a little bit too late in the day for those pork products. I'd like to give a shout out to all the inmates in the Whitfield County Detention Center. I hope that our new sheriff, Mr. Darren Pierce, has learned to treat the inmates a whole hell of a lot better than they were being treated under former Sheriff Scott Chitwood. You know, I think it's a downright shame and a disgrace that a 4-man cell had to make do with 1 roll of toilet paper every 2 days. Now that caused many a different men to have to use their socks, their t-shirts, or their underwear to wipe their ass because they would not provide adequate toilet paper, and a lot of people have stomach problems. About all of them in there from eating the food that they serve. And I wouldn't mind having some good interaction with the Dalton Police Department. I've had some good interaction, but most of it has not been all that great. They have a few good officers, but the ones that are rotten to the core will contaminate the whole damn police force. Now, they may think they are fooling we the people by former Dalton police officer Leslie Allen O'Neill resigning, but we all know that he was forced to resign. He did not resign of his own free will. Good morning. You have rights. Cops have duties. Hello, how you doing this morning? We're just sitting here watching for those Dalton Police Department officers to come rolling up. EagleNick is calling them out one more time. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, yes, ma'am. And sometimes they'll have more than 4 men in one cell. And if there's a couple extra men in the cell, they don't give no damn extra toilet paper. But I'll tell you this, the whole Whitfield County Sheriff's Department itself up there, the Whitfield County Detention Center, inmates cannot even mail out or receive mail. They have to use a damn paytail to use the telephone to call people. Cannot get in-person visits. Thank you so much for those kind words. You have rights, cops have duties. Glad that everyone is doing okay this morning. Now, hopefully, they will turn that internet back on over there at Al Rollins Park. I don't understand why it is cut off. I mean, I did not see any internet connections over there whatsoever. And they usually have 3 or 4 for the city of Dalton workers that works at the Dalton Parks and Recreation. And then there is a public access, but I did not see a single internet connection. Like they've got it cut completely off. They hide behind their badge, their gun, their patrol vehicle, and their position of authority. They violate people's rights. They were sworn to protect and serve. That is, they took an oath to protect the Constitution and serve we the people. Yet they have forgotten that oath. They do not honor the oath. There needs to be some big changes in the Dalton Police Department, starting with the corrupt police chief, Cliff Cason. He needed to resign a hell of a lot more than former officer Leslie Allen O'Neill. If you asked EagleNick, oh, this, you know what I mean, Vern? Here's who all needs to resign that I can name right off the top of my head. That is the police chief, Cliff Cason, Lieutenant Locke with the Dalton Police Department, Lieutenant Bishop with the Dalton Police Department, Officer Buffoon, who I call Officer Buffoon. I've not seen him out and about in a long time. Officer Black and Officer Allen. Officer Black, badge number 525. Officer Allen, badge 525. Officer Black, badge 625. Now, they all violated my constitutional rights. They think they are above the Constitution. No, I did not see any internet access at all to anybody. I mean, it's like they cut the internet completely off over there at Al Rollins Park. Now, that internet is paid for by taxpayers' dollars, the same as it is over here at Lakeshore Park, the same as it is up there at the James Brown Recreation Center, the same as it is at the Dalton City Hall, the Dalton Police Services Center, the Burr Park, Janine Burr Park in downtown Dalton. All these places has public internet access because the taxpayers of Dalton, Georgia and Whitfield County pays for the internet for our government officials to utilize at these locations. So they break off a little piece, you might say, like a piece of that Kit Kat bar, and tell the public, oh, hey, here's you some free Wi-Fi. It is not free. It's taxpayers' dollars that's paying for it to begin with. Now, we have to use our own electronic equipment to access that internet, while our government uses the cell phones, the computers, and whatever else they access it through with the devices that is paid for by taxpayers' funds. Yeah, Michael Kunkel, the truth spitter. I've not seen no Officer Buffoon out in a long time. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, the vehicle that he always drove, number 38, the last time I seen that vehicle out, it was not him driving it. Maybe they gave him a job inside the snack room guarding that box of donuts. Good morning. I lean on myself. No, there's no fires burning. That's just a little bit of fog still hanging in the air. Yep, there's a few ducks over here. There's one of the ducks. And there's some geese over here. There's a fifth geese right here walking on the track. I very seriously doubt if they actually pay for their donuts. They probably just go in and confiscate them. You know what I mean, Vern? That may be how come there ain't no Dalton police come over here yet. They may be raiding the Krispy Kreme and the Dunkin' Donuts. Good morning, Mr. Jack Walls. Newfound life today. Oh, EagleNick. has that soup can over here. This is that old can. It's about wore out, but hey, it works. We're utilizing that soup can to hold the phone up. I wish I could get me a real good cell phone, you know, the videos. When I do just a video, they work pretty good, but sometimes when I'm doing a live stream, it depends on where I'm at, how good the internet is. Well, thank you so much, Deadly Kitten. That sure would be awesome. I have my Cash App on my YouTube channel. If you send it via Cash App, I'll receive all of it. If you send it via Super Thanks, Super Chat, or Super Stickers, YouTube takes 30%. Good morning, devil on my shoulder. Yes, sir, you have rights. Cops have duties. It seems like when you need your friends the most is when they will turn their back on you. Good morning, Billy Burns. Great to see you this morning, brother. Now, I've had a couple of more of them trampoline subscribers, I call them, that pops on and off. They jump on and off. I was up to 9,275 subscribers. And then when I looked the next time, it said 9,273. So that is probably two of the corrupt police officers in Dalton, Georgia. Who knows? It could be the police chief and the postmaster in downtown Dalton, Georgia. I wonder what happened to old Frauditor Mania. I've not seen Frauditor Mania on here in a while. Good morning, Jack Walls again. I don't really know too much about our mare, Anna Lee Harlan Sams. Now, she is a new mare. I've never really heard anything about her. Good morning, Tubal Kane. How you doing this morning, brother? Great to see you again. Good morning, Mr. Got Your Wife. You know what I mean, Vern? Good morning. The cat. Meow, meow. There ain't a whole lot going on. You miss them there ducks. Persephone. The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Hey, you have a good day, Ray.
You too, man. I'm probably ain't going nowhere yet.
Watch out for them dirty cops. They liable to try to grab you. You better have a donut in that bag. I hear that. Yeah, I love Mr. Ray. He's a good old guy. Now, Mr. Ray right yonder and that other younger gentleman, they were on a live stream up there by Providence one time when I was talking about donut watchers of all over. But now I'm pretty sure that younger gentleman, he's in jail. They hemmed him up on some kind of bullshit charges and ended up giving him 10 years, I think is what I heard. It is still mighty hazy out here. There's still a lot of fog in the air. But we are coming up on 51 minutes. Have not seen any Dalton Police Department officers around anywhere. Got 21 likes. Yeah, that is probably a good thing. We've not seen any of them yet. If they show up, they liable to show up in force, so. I can hear some of my crow buddies out here. Yes, sir. That's why I always say peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, Vern? We want peace, but most of the time we get bacon grease. Good morning. Well, number 57 with the Dalton Police Department, the one who's usually driving number 57, he doesn't seem to be a pig. He seems like a pretty good officer. Every time I've seen him, he's always called me EagleNick. He's been respectful as I have been respectful to him. Now, I have never tried to intentionally provoke anybody. I've had people say that I try to provoke the police. I try to instigate, and I'm not about that at all. The main reason most people say that is because they do not understand the Constitution. They do not understand that we have constitutional rights. They don't understand that our constitutional rights were not given to us by man. They were not given to us by our government. They were given to us by our Creator who created the heavens and the earth and all things. That is why your constitutional rights are inalienable. Good morning, Big Boy, Georgia. It's great to see you again this morning. We are live over here at Lakeshore Park. We're sitting here under this gazebo that's reserved from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. for outdoor school studies. Now, our crooked government in Dalton, Georgia, the city government, Dalton Parks and Recreation Department, thinks that they can reserve this pavilion from 7:30 to 3 p.m. for outdoor school studies. Now, this is a public park. This is not a school. They have a sign up over here where they try to limit access to people to use this gazebo. Good morning, Miss Summer. Great to see you this morning. But now, like I said, for everybody that's just come in, I was going to do a live stream over there at Al Rollins Park. Yeah, they had the internet cut off. Amen to that. You have rights, cops have duties. May the one true God save each and every one of you for blessings on top of blessings in this life and after. That is a big amen. Now I'm going to walk up here to that porta toilet. I'm just going to leave the phone sitting here. Hopefully nobody can come up and try to steal it. We will be live the whole time. See if I can zoom it in a little bit. That porta toilet you see up there is where I'm going. I'll be right back, everybody. All right, I'm back, everybody. They didn't have any tissue paper in that porta toilet, so I went up there and checked the main bathrooms, and they're all locked up. They've got one porta toilet over here with no tissue paper, no toilet paper. Let's call it what it is. They've got 2 men's restrooms and 2 women's restrooms that they keep locked all the time. They've got 1 men's restroom and 1 women's restroom over at Al Rollins Park that they keep locked all the time. Here comes 3 of my crow buddies. So, how you doing this morning, big boy Georgia? You still there? We're at 1 hour and coming up on 5 minutes. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Yep, gotta have TP for your bunghole around here. You know what I mean, Vern? I mean, hell, they got 1 porta toilet over here with no toilet paper. They got 4 bathrooms that probably has toilet paper in them, but how would you know when you can't get inside? You'd have to commit a crime by breaking and entering just to get in there to take a crap. I guess people will have to do like these ducks and geese do and just crap out here in the grass or out there on the field. Somebody riding down through here on a cycle. Got his music playing pretty loud. Hope it don't pick it up or YouTube will put a copyright strike on me. So it's raining in New Mexico. We had plenty of rain around here. Yeah, they ain't got no leaves over around them bathrooms, so you can't use leaves. Didn't want to have to take off a sock. Oh, EagleNick is smart, though. That's why I carry napkins around in my pocket. I know how they are about having these bathrooms locked. Did you have any music playing in it, Summer? So far, I've never received a copyright strike. Now, I had to share revenue on one of the live streams I did over there at Al Rollins Park because the Hispanic lady, when they was doing those dances out there, she had her radio turned up real loud. and it picked it up for a little bit. It said that I would have to share revenue, but it let me go in and use some type of editing tool to blur that part, to take that part out. Well, Michael Cuckle, you may have the right to take a crap, but you don't have the paper to wipe your butt with around here. Now, YouTube is weird. If they let you use music for a short, they should not be any copyright issues. Now, they do have copyright issues if it's not a short, but because it's a short, they usually do away with the copyright part. There's certain groups that you cannot use their music at all, their original music, because it'll say it is copyrighted worldwide, like AC/DC is one of them. There's certain songs from Hall & Oates that are copyright protected. Yeah, AC/DC has a worldwide copyright ban. They won't let you use AC/DC's original music. Now, if you find a cover band that does it, they'll allow it, but they do not allow original AC/DC music. Yeah, I think I've used a couple of Iron Maiden songs on my shorts before. Well, we're coming up on 1 hour and 11 minutes, and I, as of yet, have not seen any public service except for the two men who work for the Dalton Parks and Recreation Department that come around and change the garbage. Yeah, I don't know what it is. You have rights, cops have duties, but YouTube just will not let you use any original AC/DC music. Now, I've seen some people somehow or another that I have a full-length video and they have music playing in it and it doesn't get a copyright strike. So I guess it depends on who you are, whether or not YouTube will allow you to use music. Now, you can type in EagleNick in the search on YouTube, and not only will it pull up my content, my YouTube channel, but it will pull up multiple other channels that have used my content to make fun of EagleNick. Oh, this, you know what I mean, Vern? There is quite a few of them. Just put in EagleNick in the search on YouTube and you'll see what I mean. Now, they act like EagleNick does not know what fair use is. Because I said that it may be called fair use, but when you do not link that content back to the original content creator to give your subscribers a chance to view all of the content, not just the parts you cut and edit up, I don't consider that to be too fair. It may be legal, but it is not fair to the original content creator. You're kidding. Well, thank you so much for that, Miss Summer. I appreciate it. I'm glad I could be an inspiration to help people. That's what I've tried to do. You know, that's why I try to let everybody know about using hashtags in the content's description, whether it be a short, a video, or a live stream. You should always utilize hashtags in the video description. Boy, there's a lot of crows out here flying around. No, I don't believe I've ever seen that problem. Now, when I was incarcerated from October the 2nd till December the 13th of 2024, at one time the toilet in the cell I was in quit working. I don't know if they cut the water off or what, but it had stopped working to where you could not even flush the toilet. Well, we're coming up on 1 hour and 17 minutes, and I've not seen the first Dalton Police Department officer at all. Yeah, they can be very cruel, very cruel. Hey, I was in fear for my life most of the time while I was incarcerated because I thought they was going to let somebody hurt me or harm me. You know, I figured they was going to put somebody in the cell with me that they had paid to hurt me, to try to silence me. Now, you wouldn't believe the way it has affected my mental health, affected my well-being. It is because of all the things I have experienced because of the Dalton Police Department, the postmaster at the United States Post Office in downtown Dalton, Georgia, the way I was maliciously prosecuted by the district attorney and the assistant district attorney, the lies that was told against me on the witness stand by Lieutenant Bishop and Dalton police detective and the postmaster has caused me to have severe anxiety attacks and panic attacks and damn near a mental breakdown. Yes, sir. We are all so glad that you are out and about and you do what you do. You have rights, cops have duties. We really and truly appreciate you, sir. There is too many people that hates on the ones who try to expose the corruption within our governments. They say that we are trying to cause trouble, but we only seek to expose the corruption. We don't cause it. Now, them signs under the Walnut Avenue Bridge, it says no loitering, is a violation of the United States Constitution. Former Officer Leslie Allen O'Neill with the Dalton Police Department violated my constitutional rights when he issued me a loitering warning. But he also violated Daryl's rights and Joshua's rights, because when a police officer or a law enforcement officer has a reasonable, articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime or you're about to commit a crime, you are supposed to have the opportunity to dispel that suspicion, which we all did. Daryl and Josh told former Officer O'Neill that they was waiting on their boss to come up and pay them. I told that officer that I was exercising my constitutional rights. I was actually waiting on the Dalton Police Department because I was investigating the way the Dalton Police Department was treating the homeless people under the Walnut Avenue Bridge. Yeah, but it's actually the exact opposite. If you expose corruption within our government, it just seems to make people hate you because they don't have the guts to stand up for their rights, and it pisses them off when somebody else does. They think that we all should conform and be obedient and do whatever our crooked public servants tells us we must do. But I, for one, stand up for the United States Constitution come hell or high water. I do not care what any crooked government official thinks because they work for me. I do not work for them. Yeah, I don't mean to get so loud. I'm deaf in one ear, and sometimes I don't realize how loud I'm talking. Like right now, my left ear, I cannot hear out of it. I might get loud, but I get proud. You know what I mean? I'm proud to stand up for we the people, the red, white, and blue, the United States Constitution, and for me and you. You know what I mean, Vern? United we stand, but divided we fall. The government wants you to just take whatever they give you and do what they say. Well, I've got one thing to say about our border walls. Now, our border walls were not built just to keep people out. It is a form of control over everybody, not just to keep people out, but when it is time to keep people in. It is not as hard for someone to climb in to our country over a border wall as it would be for somebody to try to climb out. A border wall is not just meant to keep people out, it is also meant to keep people in. It is dual fold. Right now, it's being used to keep people out, they say. But in reality, it is used to keep people in, to keep you in control. Right. Huh? We still ain't seen no police out here yet.
Shit.
Yeah, I want them to.
Shit.
I want them to. We are still live, coming up on 1 hour and 27 minutes. Dalton Police Department, where are you? Car 54, where are you? That pollen is bad. Where's that little corrupt police officer that was driving number 28? That likes to call EagleNick by his name. What made him think he was going to receive any type of respect when he can't show none? You know what I mean, Vern? Now, there's been many a people that's called EagleNick a racist and everything else, but I've got friends that are black. I've got Hispanic friends. I have a lot of friends that are homeless. I identify most with the poor and the homeless because I'm poor myself. And most people may not realize it, but the average person is just one step away from being homeless themselves. Now, our government, I'm not just talking about city or state, I'm talking about city, state, and federal government. It does not bother them one bit to think that the entire population of our country could wind up being homeless at any time, because our government seeks nothing but the total control over its citizens. If you have to depend completely on your government to live, to survive, to eat, for anything, they have total control over you. Now, I am not ever disrespectful to anybody unless they are disrespectful to me first. And then a lot of times I still do not return disrespect. I usually always try to give a little bit of leeway. Well, everybody, we're coming up on 1 hour and 32 minutes. I guess we're going to have to get ready to end the live stream, and I might head on back toward the Eagle's Nest to try to get my phone charged back up before I go up here to lunch. Yes, sir, you have rights, cops have duties. It's not about being disrespectful. It is about free speech. You know, you have to test. Sometimes you have to test your public servants to see if they are going to respect our constitutional rights or if they are going to violate our rights. Now, calling a police officer pig face is not being disrespectful, because I've said it before. If the pig fits, they're going to wear it. You know what I mean, Vern? If they act pignorant, I'm going to tell them they're being pignorant. If they disrespect me, they do not expect me to hand them a candy cane and tell them to lick it. It's not going to be all sweet. Respect can be given, but it has to be deserved. You know what I mean, Vern? I would like to thank everyone for coming on to the live stream. I pray that you all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. Yes, sir, you have rights, cops have duties. All it takes is one bad apple to corrupt the whole basket. Now, when they know they have corrupt officers on their force, it is their job and their duty to remedy that and either train them to be a good officer or they need to fire them. Don't give them the chance to resign, where that they can move freely around from police force to police force and continue to violate people's rights. Don't let them think they're not going to be held accountable. Now, the Dalton Police Department and the city of Dalton probably has the notion and the thought that they will not be held liable for the actions by former Dalton police officer, badge number 614, who was driving vehicle number 72, former Dalton police officer Leslie Allen O'Neill. But they are gravely mistaken, because just because he resigned from the police force, that does not mean that the city of Dalton or the Dalton Police Department is still not liable for his actions that he committed while he was a Dalton police officer. Much love and respect to you all. I'll try to get back on here a little later if I can, but I got to make sure I get this phone charged up. I wouldn't want to try to go up towards town without it being fully charged. I believe I'm even going to start carrying that backup phone, the one that Lieutenant Locke with the Dalton Police Department snatched out of my hand. Even though it does not have cell phone service on it, it can still be utilized for recording. We got that duck coming back over here again. It's headed this way. See one of them way over there by the fence headed this way too. Hello, ducky, ducky, ducky. Ducky, ducky, ducky. Look, there's one of my crow buddies. I've told people about how my crows follow me around. My crow buddies is all over here. Ah, ah, ah. EagleNick. Oh, this. Peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, Vern? Them wasps is starting to fly around up here. I guess they've stirred them up and told them to go get EagleNick. Oh, it's building it a nest right there. I guess these 10 they done got ain't enough. They got to build some more. I am EagleNick. And I'm out.